Okay, y'all. So let me tell y'all how the devil work, okay? Because I'm on my way out the door, y'all. I got the money. Like, God has made a way. No way. I got enough money to really just leave and start up the company. Do everything I'm going to do. Start my makeup business, my lash business by myself. I did not need to basically talk to this man or deal with this man. But of course I'm in this industry, this money industry, fast making money. Like, I'm getting this money, and of course I don't know it at the time, but I have the spirit of greed, and the spirit of greed crept up and said, no, it's not time to go yet. Like, you gonna leave this money on the table? And that is how the devil works, y'all. And it's crazy because sometimes we be thinking it's like blessings or something like that. Oh, like, oh, he's here to help. Like, it's a blessing, da 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 da. Like, that was not the case, because talking to that man kept me in that club longer. Like, taking the money from the man standing there kept me in that club money longer, because the man was spending so much money with me. And then literally he would call to see if I was working. And if I was working, he would like pay like to rent out the room for the night, even if he wasn't coming. Like, he would pay and be like, oh, like, I'm just paying for her to, like, for the whole night, just paying her rate for the room rate the whole night, and he wouldn't even come, and I still would be able to work, but I still would have that money. But I had to be there to get that money. So it's like I was still showing up just because this man was spending so much money. And it was crazy when he actually did show up. It was like really good, like, money he was spending with me. He was spending like anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 each time. So now I'm just like collecting money, racking it up, and like I get distracted because he's the kind of person also that, like, he wanted to go party, like, he wanted to go hang out, like, he wanted to take me places, like, wanted to take me shopping, he wanted me to take me out to the golf club, golf courses, like, all these spas and private clubs and all this stuff. So now, instead of being completely focused on my business, I have to keep this man entertained. I'm going to do all the things that he want me to do as well, while I'm trying to start off a business. So I'm starting off this business. Eventually he like, okay, well, he done made up in his mind, like, oh, well, I want you to full time do your business or whatever, because you always at the club. And basically it's like taking away from the time that he wanted to spend with me. So he's like, oh, full time do the business. But I'm not seeing this. I'm just like, oh, okay, like, he just really support me and wants me to do my business. He's like, I'm still gonna give you the same money, I'm still gonna be there, blah blah blah. So I do that. I start doing my business or whatever. I start promoting my business, doing the makeup. I started doing weddings. I really did like doing makeup. The weddings were wonderful. I love doing weddings. I'm doing lashes. I'm renting out a booth somewhere. Like, I'm making decent money, but not the kind of money I'm used to making. So I'm making this decent money, but I'm still holding on to this man because he's giving me all the extra money that I'm used to having. But in order to get that extra money, I'm still having to go do things that he want to do. I still have to, as soon as he call, I got to pick up the phone, see what he's talking about. What does he want? Where do he want to go? Like, what are we doing, And, like, he liked to travel, go to these places and stuff, and he would, like, take me with him and, like, let me bring friends and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm missing out on work. I'm not being consistent at work. Like, I'm not there like I need to be to keep consistent clients, because I'm just picking up and going at the drop of a dime whenever this man is calling me. And it's just crazy how the devil works, because I really could have just left and got out of there myself and not got myself into this situation with this man. And I could have just been focused on myself, doing what I was supposed to do, working and building my business from the ground up, and only relying on myself. But because I'm also dealing with this man and stuff, I'm living a whole nother different kind of way. I'm living on a whole nother different kind of level too than I should have been living on, because now he's like, oh, well, I don't think you need to stay here. Oh, I think you need a better car, this and that. And he, like, elevated my life and, like, giving me more money and stuff like that. And, like, it got to a point where I'm like, okay, like, I'm living a life where I need this man. Like, if he's not in my life, it's gonna be hard for me to maintain everything that's going on. And he still was trying to help me with the business and everything, and, like, show me things to do with the business. But then it would be like, if I get too busy, I'm booked and busy, it's like, oh, well, you ain't got no time for me. Like, what, like, so that became a problem. So that happened. That was such a distraction, and that went on for a while until COVID had happened. When COVID came around, y'all, that just really flipped my world upside down. Like, I went through it during COVID. Like, I was so worried because I'm like, I don't have this money. Like, I'm not making money from the shop or whatever. Also, I forgot, I was seeing this other guy too. Like, I had that guy that I was seeing, but I also had like a real life, like regular boyfriend that I was dealing with. And that was also like a full-time job, y'all. That was crazy. Like, and it was like a street guy that I was dealing with, and he was just a lot of work. It was a lot of work. He had a lot going on. He had anger issues, all type of stuff. Like, just craziness was going on. So COVID had came around, and basically I decided to let both of them go. Like, I was so drained and tired of both of them that I let them both go. And the guy with the business and everything, like, he kind of took it like, I don't know, like, because I was already slowly letting him go, so he was kind of already feeling some type of way. So he was kind of just like, oh, okay, like, I had heard back from some other girls, they called me like, oh, he at the club with another girl, blah, blah, blah. So he, like, moving on to the next kind of situation. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. But then my actual boyfriend, like, that I had, I broke up with him, and he did not take that well. He did not take that well at all, y'all. So I broke up with him. I was trying to get away from him. Once I broke up with him for real, he like came and he was like kicking, knocking at my door. I told him like, stop kicking and knocking at my door. Like, we're done. Like, we're like, this is not happening, this and that, whatever. He did not leave. I called the police to come get him from my door. They came, removed him from my door, y'all. And then it was like, maybe like, I don't know, after they left, maybe like 30 minutes or so, he came back, kicking the door, knocking the door, kicking the door, knocking the door, kicking the door. I'm like, oh my God, like, this man's trying to kick my door in. So I'm like, okay. I'm telling him I'm not coming out the door. I'm not opening the door. Y'all, mind y'all, I live downtown. Downtown, like, in this nice high rise. Like, this is not the ghetto. Like, you shouldn't be kicking at this door. So, eventually the kicking stopped. And it had been a while, y'all. When I tell y'all, it had been like 3 hours. It been like 3 hours. The kicking had stopped, and I had to take out the trash, y'all. Y'all, I must have took out the trash. I opened the door, take out the trash. Next thing I know, I'm being pushed back into my house, y'all. Like, pushed, like I flew back in. Like, he pushed me so hard back in the house, and like, he just was going crazy. Like, he was hitting me, dragging me through the house. My homegirl was there, and she was like, oh my God, what's going on, this and that. And then my baby was there, so she grabbed my baby, ran, put him in the room. So now we going back and forth. She trying to stay in between us, and she like, Vanessa, run. Like, you run, go hide in the bathroom. Like, he trying to get to you, he not trying to get to me. Like, you need to run. So I ran, I hid in the bathroom. And I'm like, dang, like, you know, I don't even have a phone to call the police, and I must have looked on the counter, and my homegirl phone is on the counter. She was in there doing her hair and makeup and stuff like that. So I called the police, and they like, we already on our way. Like, your neighbors call, like, they could hear the screaming and everything that was going on in the house. So the police come. They ended up arresting him, and taking him away or whatever. I mean, he was in jail for like maybe like an hour or something like that. He was able to be let go. It was just crazy. The way people handled them, the way the police handled domestic violence is just craziness. And from that moment on, the man started talking to me everywhere I go. Like, he was on the internet saying like, oh, like, this is still my girl, blah, blah, blah. Every club I went to, everything I went to go do, that man showed up there to the point where I had to go get a restraining order. And then I had to tell the establishments, like, I got a restraining order, like, he can't be here when I'm here. Like, crazy situation, y'all. So all this going on, like, I'm just like, this is too much going on. And this was before everything had got, like, completely shut down with COVID. But then they finally completely shut everything down with COVID. So when everything completely shut down with COVID, I'm not even going out no more, this and that. So he can't even do nothing. He can't show up another unless he's going to show up at my house. And that's real risky business at this point. So I guess he's starting to get the point. I'm not really dealing with him, whatever. He not showing up nowhere, not blowing my phone up. He not showing up at these places because the place is not open. I'm, on the other hand, doing a whole nother thing now. Like... Yeah, I don't know what it was about being stuck in the house, but it really just, like, had me, like, gone, like, oh my God, like, what's going on?